All the way back on May 16th, I posted a video on this channel wherein I detailed some of the rumors, some of the leaks about Google's upcoming Pixel Watch. We talked about these rumors and these leaks about what processor it would be running and kind of what that might mean. We tried to piece together every bit of information we could kind of glean from those rumors. Well, now we have some more information. This is coming from 9 to 5 Google. This is actually the same publication that leaked the specs initially, and now they're back with a little bit more. We did know before that apparently the Pixel Watch would be running a rather old 4-year-old Exynos 9110 processor, but apparently it's not going to only have that processor. It's going to actually have a coprocessor. So in that prior video, when I talked about that Exynos 9110, the biggest thing that I kind of talked about being a concern for me was going to be battery life, longevity. So that same processor was in the original Galaxy Gear Watch number 1, and on that watch, which ran Tizen as its operating system, not Wear OS, you might get 4, 5, even 6 days battery life on that watch. But with each Gear watch, the battery life got a little worse and a little worse as they get more and more functionality. And the Gear Watch 3 was a watch that you could get 2 days out of if you tweaked a bunch of settings. Now, Samsung's watch, the newest one, runs Wear OS, the same software that the Pixel Watch is likely to run. Wear OS 3.0. The Pixel Watch might launch with Wear OS 3.1. And that Galaxy watch, that particular Samsung watch, is not a 2, 3, 4 day battery life. I see a lot of reviews that say it's 1 day. If you tweak a bunch of settings, you might be able to get it to 2. So we have a processor that not that long ago ran a more fuel efficient operating system in Tizen and could barely get to 2 days. So that's my concern. You put Wear OS on it, which is not as efficient as Tizen. What's the battery life going to be on this Pixel Watch? Well, if we now factor in this whole coprocessor situation, they reference here the Snapdragon 4100 Plus, which uses an ultra low power coprocessor, we might get better battery life from this configuration. Because you got to think these watches, they're doing stuff in the background all the time, okay? They've got an always on display, which is updating the time. They're constantly checking your heart rate, your skin temperature, perhaps your blood oxygen level, perhaps. So this watch is going to be constantly doing things in the background, and that Exynos 9110 just not super well suited, when it comes to Wear OS 3.1, all these background tasks, probably not super well suited to doing that in a power sipping enough way. So by having a coprocessor to handle these background tasks, and then the 9110 only kicks in when you're actually interacting with the watch and you're actually doing things that are more power intensive, perhaps that could drag that battery life out by a potentially substantial margin. And as we dig deeper into this article, they also say that the Galaxy Watch 4 has 1.5 gigs of RAM. The Pixel Watch may actually have more RAM than that, and that can actually help your battery life a little bit. Not going to make a huge difference, but more RAM, you're not going to be moving things in and out of RAM as much, and that just makes things a little bit more efficient. So that is also likely to help. They also say they can confirm some of the Pixel Watch's health and fitness specs, because it appears it has the exact same sensors as what is in the Fitbit Luxe and Charge 5, which they do have pictured down below. So heart rate, blood oxygen level, ECG, electrocardiogram, should all be things you're going to be able to do on this upcoming Pixel Watch. So I think most of this is good news. The coprocessor thing is, I think, a really good piece of news. I did some Googling on the Gear watches that Samsung made that use this processor, the Watch 1, 2, and 3, and I couldn't see any reference to a coprocessor. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not one, but the specifications, the spec sheets I could find from like GSM Arena, so forth and so on, made no mention of any kind of coprocessor, and my Googling didn't reveal one either. So if that's the case, if Samsung was not using a coprocessor for anything in the past, and they were able to get on some of these watches multiple days of battery, is it possible that Google, with a super optimized Wear OS, we're going to have to put some faith in if they're going to optimize this really well, and a coprocessor to offload background tasks, is it possible that the battery life can actually be better what we've seen on the Galaxy Watch 4 and actually being multi-day watch, something you can sleep in and sleep track with. I think that is actually now back on the table. Happy to be able to bring that update to you because I was a little lukewarm before. Feeling better about it now. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.